Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to clean up this line. So I'm going to come in here, we're going to pick this line string, and we're going to right click and we're going to edit. And we're going to clean it up a little bit. You can see we've got a lot of vertices in here. So because it's using this the corridor to put all these vertex, what I'm going to do first of all before I actually edit this, let's go ahead and we'll pick on here, we'll get rid of this little segment. That's where our transition was. So I'm just deleting that so it comes back to here. Now I want to kind of weed out some of these lines or some of these vertices. I don't need them all. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up to, let's close this, edit line string for a second. We're going to go to our data prep tab. We're going to go to project cleanup. I'm just going to use current selection. All right, so I'm just going to use this line that we have selected. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, I'm going to filter line vertices, and I'm just going to set a 0.1 filter. So if I click apply to this, it's going to go through, it's going to delete a bunch of stuff, and you can see that it filtered out a bunch of segments here. So by doing that, I've kind of reduced the vertices along this line. So you can see that along the straight tangent segment, I don't have all those vertices. I have them along the curves, which is where we do want them, and therefore now we got a little bit better line that we can work with. Okay. Now if we come down here, you can see we've got, you know, some transition pieces. So I don't need this. Let's get rid of that one, and we'll get rid of this one. All right. So again, it's just going to give us a good transition location. All right. Now what we need to do is we want to carry this 444. We want to carry it over here. All right. So what I'm going to do is just use my coordinate scroll, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to add a point at the end of this. All right, now I know that along this line, you can see I'm on my finished surface elevation. If I put my cursor somewhere up in here, I can see where I'm at 444. So I know right about there I'm at 443, 9.9. That's close enough. I'm going to click that, and we'll come down here and I'm going to go 444. We're going to set that point there. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. So again, now I've got this side of my pond. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to round this guy off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and let's go back to edit. I shouldn't have edited so quickly. Let's go ahead and put an arc in here. Let's change this to a, let's do it a PI arc, and we'll put a radius of, let's say, 25. Okay, so we're rounding off that part of the pond. The rest of this is pretty rounded. We're pretty good there. We'll keep it the way it is. We could actually delete these. Actually, let's change these so it's a smooth, instead of a PI arc, let's change this into a straight segment. Let's make it a smooth curve. So we'll make that one a smooth curve. We'll make this one a smooth curve. We'll save that one. Let's look at this table here. Okay, so we got a bunch of straight segments through here and then into our PI arc. Okay, so just another way you can look at that curve data. So I'm going to pick here. Again, we're just going to smooth curve that one out. We'll save that. We'll do the same thing here. I could probably get rid of some of these, actually, just so I don't have as many vertices. Maybe keep this one. And we'll make this one a smooth curve, see what happens. Yeah, so we don't want that one. Let's change that one back to straight. Okay. So we could actually, if we wanted to, probably delete this one and this one. And let's get rid of that one. And then we can make this one a smooth curve. Okay. We'll probably get rid of these two. Now let's get rid of this one. All right. We'll probably do the same thing down here. Let's go ahead and just get rid of some of these. We don't need all of them, so I'm just going to come in and I'll get rid of this one. So we'll keep the middle one. We'll make that a smooth curve. And we'll get rid of this one, this one, this one. We'll make that a smooth curve. And let's get rid of this one. Okay. So again, we got basically a PC, a midpoint, and a PT. And let's do the same thing down here. We've got this first segment. We'll make that a smooth curve. We'll make this one a smooth curve as well. And then what we'll do is we'll get rid of some of these other ones. So let's get rid of this one. Make this a smooth curve. Okay, so that's good enough. So again, just making it a little bit smoother, cleaning it up. We've got this in here. Now what we want to do is we want to put in the top of our berm. So I'm going to use my offset command, and I'm going to come in to CAD. We're going to offset this. We'll call it pond top. We'll keep it on the break line layer. That's fine. I'm going to offset it. We're going to have a 10-foot bench. We're going to offset it to this side, and we're going to go down a -1%. We're just going to put a little bit of slope in this into the pond, and we'll apply that. So now we've got the top of our pond. What we want to do also is come up in here, and we're going to break this guy somewhere down in this area here. Okay, so it gets rid of that segment there. So we're gonna, it's basically just gonna go from this point here. We know we're gonna come down. We know we're better than our minimum slopes, and then we got our top of pond. So when I come in and right click and rebuild the surface, you'll start to see now the shape of what's happening here. All right, so what we need to do next is we need to determine what our low flow channel of our pond is going to be, which is going to be somewhere arbitrarily in here. And a couple other things that we also know about our pond is we've got a minimum depth of our pond to be 6 feet. We got a 2-foot freeboard, and we're going to have a 0.5% slope catching the water from this area here and moving it down so that it drains down here, where we'll have an emergency spillway, and then also drain it out of the pond into this channel, where will be our discharge over to off our site. So we need to determine that, and I'm going to show you how to do that next.